Hi guys, Iron Cameraman here. I probably don't even need to say it. Episode 78 turned out to be one of the best in the whole series. So let's jump straight into the fun part. How Boom managed to make it this epic again, while packing it with story, little details, and frame-by-frame moments that make you want to rewatch it over and over. For example, did you catch that speaker woman can literally kill with her foot? If you look closely, there are lasers built right into her soles, just to make sure, I guess. Not exactly the best shoes for playing soccer, but I'm pretty sure they're at least comfy, and that's just the beginning. The new Mini Titan Speaker Man, who's called Executor, also caused a bit of confusion. Nearly half the viewers thought he was the Speaker Titan at first, but nope, he's a completely new character. Now let's talk about the most mysterious part, the teleportation of the TV men. How does it actually work? What even was that strange place they ended up in? Who's Jeffrey and why is he being shown in such a weird way? Let's try to figure all that out. We've got some clues. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's go. At the start of the episode, we see a small agent hideout where they're working on upgrades and studying the Astro toilets. That's where the camera toilet from episode 16 shows up, along with the bearded guy who's apparently getting some upgrades and gear to fight the Astros too. There are also a few other people. Some of them are injured, but that trio seems to be doing okay. They thank their rescuers and start talking about how to cook steak. Eventually, they agree it's still raw, a clear reference to the YouTuber steak. Then, suddenly, a message pops up on screen. Your location has been immediately compromised. And just like that, the Astros wipe out the entire base, giving the agents no chance at all. If you look closely, it seems like the new Astro is another one of Juggernaut's soldiers. You can actually see their little paw symbol on his helmet. When the Duchess shows up and sees him eating people, she asks to try it but ends up saying it tastes raw. After a failed attempt by the POV cameraman to harm her, he's killed. But man, that laugh she does? Absolutely legendary. Honestly, the facial animation there was insanely well done. Easily one of my favorite moments. After that, we see a bunch of TV screens playing footage from the cameramen. It looks like the TV man scientist is saying something like, "The situation is terrible. After the enemy captured our Titan, they gained access to our broadcasts. A lot of our secret locations have been exposed. We immediately shut down intel transmissions, but it's only a matter of time before they find us all. We're blind now." So yeah, turns out the capture of the TV Titan caused a huge problem. At first, it seemed like the Watchman of Doom was a totally new identity and had lost the ability to transmit, but looks like those fears weren't unfounded after all. Then we cut to the cameraman's base, where we see Kleiner, who's now helping the agents with tech development. There are also a few soldiers getting ready for a mission. While all that's going on, TV Dad and two other TV men are going over their plan, and then they teleport out. The same happens with our POV guy, but not before he shares a really warm moment with the TV man. Just good old male friendship, nothing more. And while those two are off arguing, we start moving through a portal. And this is where one of the most interesting scenes in episode 78 kicks in. We hear the voice of a big TV man asking if our POV guy even has the slightest clue where they are. Then we see a city explode right in front of us. The big guy continues. Is this the future or the past? What lives in the corners of this darkness? And what happens when an outside being stays here too long? One of us has the answer. Then we cut to some pretty painful-looking upgrades being done to the Skibidi hybrid, with a Skibidi scientist standing nearby, grinning with this creepy, blood-covered smile. The big TV man adds, "Jeffrey wouldn't mind some company," and we see a TV man with two tentacles moving toward us. This is where I want to pause for a second. It looks like these portals hold way more secrets than we thought. Based on what we're seeing, I've got a few theories about this place. Maybe this darkness shows the past and future of whoever's inside it. After all, that's exactly when we see the hybrid being experimented on, and our main character is a hybrid. It could be his memories. As for Jeffrey, who stayed behind here, maybe he's some kind of watcher or guardian of this space. Or maybe he's someone who once broke the rules of the darkness and now just wanders in it, watching both his past and future play out. I've also got another theory. This could be some kind of interdimensional void, and when someone travels through it, they catch glimpses of different versions of worlds and timelines. That might explain why the Skibidi scientist looks all blood-soaked, like he's from an alternate universe. By the way, Remember how I mentioned that the secret agent seems to know a suspicious amount of stuff? I even had this theory that maybe he could see the future, or different versions of the future, based on all the data collected from the cameramen. But now, after that smoke scene, things make a lot more sense. It's likely he's been using the power of TV men smoke this whole time. So, yeah, this theory is kind of indirectly confirmed, and our guesses weren't that far off. Now we just need to make sure the secret agent already has some kind of tech that can turn that smoke power into a more stable and understandable system, something that can show the past or future as clear, focused visuals. What's interesting is that even the TV men don't fully understand how this technology works yet. At least that's what the multi-headed TV man suggests. But I'm pretty sure the secret team has already made some solid progress in this area or is actively working on it. We'll dive deeper into that in the next video, so make sure to subscribe and hit the like button so you don't miss it. If we get a lot of likes, I'll try to drop that video as soon as possible. After the teleport, chaos breaks loose. Our hybrid goes all out, activates his full arsenal and says, "God, forgive me. I'm about to kill them all," then charges straight into battle with the Astro Toilets, trash-talking them along the way. And you can tell he's super well equipped. Dual blades that deflect lasers, a built-in saw, a laser cannon on his right arm, dual blue energy pistols, and laser wings on his back that also run on blue energy. This might be the first time we've seen a character use two different types of energy from two different races. After he finishes off the last of the injured Astro Toilets, we see the big TV man completely destroy the YouTube buildings with an Astro Toilet. This is probably a callback to episode 33, where G-Man was blasting YouTube towers with lasers. It also feels like a jab at the platform itself, which has been getting a lot of criticism lately, including from Boom, since basically anyone can strike a video just by pretending to be the copyright owner, like what happened with Season 25 being taken down. And along with the YouTube logo, the Valve building behind the giant cameraman also gets destroyed. For those who don't know, Valve is the company behind SFM, the program Boom uses to animate the episodes. Then two more Astro Toilets attack the hybrid. He takes out one of them pretty fast, but the other one throws him into a building. That's when TV man Larry shows up just in time, kills the Astro, and grabs his body. The hybrid sees this and goes, "What a Sigma move!" then flies off, carrying the body of that same Sigma. When he gets to the rendezvous point, still in the smoke, he spots a spy sneaking into the portal. He flies out and quickly takes care of him. But sadly, the rest of the group is already gone. Also, during the teleport scene, you can spot that bearded guy from the beginning of the episode inside one of the containers. So there's a good chance we'll see him again later. Larry didn't make it through the portal either, along with the Astro body he picked up, and we see him trying to hide, clearly realizing what's about to go down. The Astros show up at the battlefield, and the hybrid walks toward them without fear, saying this epic line, "If this is where my life ends, so be it." That's when we see the same Astro from the beginning of the episode. The hybrid tries to hit him, but the Astro either dodges or blocks the shots, then switches to melee and deals some serious damage. Then he says, "It's over. The fate of your people is already sealed. Say your last words." The hybrid replies, "I can't believe the last thing I'll ever see is your ugly face." And as always, they arrive just in time. The Speaker Men, or to be more specific, their whole armada. You can instantly tell they've leveled up a lot, just like the cameramen. They're now glowing with red energy like light bulbs. A fun little detail. In the background, there's a cheerful Speaker Man jumping around. The whole scene is super reminiscent of the appearance of the new cameramen in episode 77, where one of them was doing push-ups. Looks like those two agent buddies are athletes. One jumps, the other works out. And then he shows up. Not a Titan, but a new, huge, like really huge, Speaker Man. Let's pause here. A lot of people thought this was an upgraded Titan Speaker Man at first glance, but that's not the case. I even ran a poll during a live stream on the Russian channel, and 50% of viewers were convinced it was the Titan. At first, I thought it was just a meme or a joke, but turns out it wasn't. Even my brother thought it was Titan Speaker Man. But nope, it's not him. Boom confirmed this himself by posting a puzzle leak on Discord. My guess? This new guy is the one their race was working on while the Titan was still infected. But once the Titan returned in episode 57, they paused the project, and only now did they finally complete it. That's just my theory, nothing official, so I won't dig deeper. Let's move on. We see the Astro Toilets trying to fight back against the Speakerman Armada, but they're totally outmatched. During all this, we get introduced to a new character named Executor. First off, he can block shots using sound waves and his scythe, which also absorbs energy. He can throw the scythe and control it remotely too, which makes him super agile in combat. We also see other Speakermen like Speaker Girl, who now has a new outfit with a cape, 2 cross-shaped weapons, and boots that shoot lasers. We also get a glimpse of the new and improved Bell Towers, but honestly, they look more like Star Wars spaceships now than actual towers. Looks like Boom is slowly setting us up for space battles. The coolest thing? A lot of the fighters now have a spinning ring on their backs, just like the Astro Toilets. Maybe these rings generate energy for their massive bodies. That could also explain why the new Speakerman doesn't have a core. I guess making Titan cores is too complicated, so the scientists just went with a ring or coil instead. Call it whatever you want. What comes next is honestly one of the most epic scenes of the whole episode. Executor walks up to a defeated Astro, stabs him with his scythe, which transforms into a cross, and says, "No more hiding. All invaders will be executed." A beam of red energy shoots up from the cross. And yeah, that was totally intentional. The agents are now ready to start their first real war against the Astro Toilets, almost like they're calling them out. And by the way, those crosses probably mean more than just cool visuals. I think Boom is hinting at a kind of crusade. Historically, those were liberation campaigns, supposedly for a noble cause. Might be a similar message here. After that, we see the full Speakerman army assemble. Even Larry shows up when he sees them. One interesting detail. During the wide shot, you can see Executor being recharged directly through his coil. Even though the Speakermen are strong, they still get how important full power is, so they boost him up. And now it's clear that the agents can also move fast. Their ships move just like the Astro's ones. There's even a theory that the Titan Speakerman might have that ability too. Oh, and another thing, check out the Speakerman with the little horns. Now we've got another funny duo, horned Speakerman and eared Cameraman. Then we get handed a sword, and suddenly, the Astro Toilets show up and surround us. Around that same time, we get a glimpse of a character from one of the leaks, Speaker Pablo. Though he's not very upgraded yet, we'll see how he holds up against a full army. Right after that, an Astro carrier appears. And that's where the episode ends. This episode was packed and seriously epic. Of course, Boom leaves us hanging again. We still haven't seen the upgraded Titan Speakerman, and it's hard to imagine how this battle will play out, especially with the appearance of that massive unit carrier. I've got a feeling we won't actually see the outcome. Episode 79 will probably start somewhere completely different, jumping straight back in from the exact same scene. That's just not Boom's style. He's never done that in the history of the series. Sure, you could point to the transition from episodes 67 to 70, but even then, the POVs shifted, scenes were shown from different angles, and some moments were skipped entirely. Usually, direct follow-ups only happen when the episode is split into Part 1 and Part 2, but episode 78 dropped as a full release, so that's clearly not the case here. On the other hand, ignoring what happened at the end of 78 would feel odd. So here's a thought. What if episode 79 is told from the Titan Speakerman's point of view for the first time? There are already a few hints pointing to that, and we'll definitely dive into them in the next video. And if you enjoyed this breakdown of episode 78, drop a like. I'll catch you in the next one.